This is Open Encounters. Hear the voices of the people who have crossed the Mediterranean Sea. Now they're on their next journey of settling their lives in Italy and beyond. Their voices on Open Encounters from migrants of the Mediterranean. Hello, Babou.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing okay. The question is,
Well, you sound like you are happy.
I am because I think you have a piece of
know.
news. Can you share? Can I ask? Should I ask? How should I do this? So, Babou, let me just ask you, what is happening with you? Do you have any good news to share?
Yes, I have a good news.
Let's hear it, please.
I have a 2 years document by the Italian authority.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Pamela.
When did you find out the news and how did it happen?
It was last Friday when I was on my bed. No, I don't go to the work at the morning.
Mm-hmm.
My lawyer texted me.
Mm-hmm.
When he texted me, he told me that you have been your appeal.
You had your
And
appeal.
then I told him that by how. He told me that you have been your appeal. You have 2 years
Woo!
documents.
And
I can't believe it.
I'm so happy for you, Babou.
Thank you.
And what did you tell your lawyer when you found out?
No, when I found it out, because he sent me some documents in my file, like my emails.
Mm-hmm.
So I go through with that emails. I see that yes, this man is not joking. This is true. So he told me to call my cooperative, my cooperative,
Okay.
to tell them that I have a 2 years documents.
Incredible.
Yeah. So from there, I received a call from different people.
So once you get word, then you have to talk to the cooperative, and these are the people who help manage, like, with your housing and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So what are the next steps for you now that by the way, for the people listening, this is 3 years after we met on Lampedusa that this is happening for you. So it was 3 years waiting, going to the commission, having the appeal again, and now waiting. How long did you wait between the time you appealed until now?
I wait for almost 1 year, 1 month.
Wow.
When I appeal when I go for my second commission, I wait for 1 year, 1 month. So after the results came, I'll be positive. What inspired me is that my former workers, like my former cooperatives, before these people take over me,
Mm-hmm.
is the first guy who called me. He told me that I hear a good news from you. You have a 2 years document. That inspired me because that guy, we worked together like 1.5 years after he went to Malta.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then he's the guy who find me the lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, so he find the lawyer and he make my story, like he arranged it for me.
That is wonderful. That helps a lot to have somebody in the community around there to help you. I mean, how else are you to know? That's so great. I just want to say congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Amela.
It's every time I have a call like this where someone gives me the good news about their documents, which doesn't always happen, but we've been lucky and we've had a few of these. I just always have to express how proud I am, of course, but I also have to express just the admiration that I have for you, because knowing how long it takes to do this, to go through this process, and the kind of patience it requires to do this is something else, and so few people really understand what that's like, to be waiting all of that time. And then when I think back to the moment that we met on Lampedusa after you were rescued, with Usman there, who, by the way, I heard from the other day. I heard from Usman. And
Euro.
and Yoro, of course, we're still searching for him. We lost touch. I'm a little concerned about him, but I was lucky to see him at least in those, about a year or so ago. Anyway, when I think back to those moments, it just if I were to fast forward 3 years ahead from that time we were sitting at the cafe table in Lampedusa, I'm not sure, it would have been impossible for any of us to foresee this. You've just come so far. And so congratulations. I'm proud of you, and you have all of my admiration.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for your concern.
I want to ask you, while we're here too, this is such a good piece of news, and we constantly are in this news cycle of bad news. We're seeing so many difficult things that are happening, from COVID-19, the lockdowns that we talked about before on when you were a guest last time, and now, with the unrest that is also happening in the U.S. and, in fact, around the globe after George Floyd was murdered a few weeks ago. And I want to ask you how you're feeling as you see that news and you see people reacting to that news. How was the experience of getting this positive documentation, finally receiving your documents in Italy, perhaps changed your perspective on how you are respected and received in the country of Italy, or has it?
Okay, first of all, let me talk about George Floyd's death. When I saw that in that video, I was a nightmare. I can't sleep at night because it's a travel. So I can't watch the video on that day. On the second day, I start watching the video. My tears start coming out. So I feel very sad on that weeks. But after that following week, like second weeks of it, so I have a good news. I have a document that changed all my emotion to be a happy guys right now. That made me my life very, very, very happy today at this moment where I am. Because just right now I'm from my cooperatives. They told me that we have an appointment in Castura next week to get my electronic permission journal.
Okay, so next week you go to police headquarters and get your stay permit. Okay, your permesso di soggiorno. Okay. And does knowing that give you, and knowing that you're getting these documents and you'll be going through this process, does it give you a different sense of opportunity or possibility, I guess, when even as you're seeing the news of what happened to George Floyd?
Yes, I think about that first because, the more case is a big case. So I think of maybe I will not get the documents from the Italian authority. But, everything is time. I believe that everything is time. When the right time comes, it must be.
Yeah.
So I just keep my faith on that. Maybe I could get it, maybe I will not get it. But for not getting the document, that doesn't worry me too much because my company, my boss talked to me and told me that we are waiting for your results. Anything out from your results,
really?
My lawyer will appeal for you. Advice I will give it to the peoples who are going through this transaction, like the document transaction. Let them have the peace. Patient, let them have the patience and keep finding work because without work, I can get this document.
Yeah, to explain to the people who are listening that you've had this great job where you work at a restaurant, I believe, as a prep cook.
Yeah, that's my job. Like I'm assisting my chief cooker. In cooking, we have 3 places, the first and the second place. So I'm in the second place, my boss is in first place.
Okay.
So I prepare everything. My boss will show me, this is the way you are doing, this is the way you do it, and give it to me like this. We are working like that. Cool.
So he kind of guides you and gives you and kind of teaches you how to prepare things.
Anyway, we
okay.
Just It's not easy. When you are from Africa, like you are in Europe right now, because the food we are eating in Africa is different from the food we are making in the restaurant.
Yes. So you have to learn what the dishes are and all the ingredients and what goes into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the food we are making in the restaurant, I feel that it's more easier than the food we are making in Africa.
Oh, okay. So this is easy for you?
You are working by time. Yes, they will ask you how many minutes it will take. You will just say 5 minutes, 6 minutes, it will be ready.
Ah.
When we are cooking African cooking, you just take your time. You are not in a worry. Nobody is not waiting for you.
Well, also, you're not working at a restaurant. Did you ever work at a restaurant in the Gambia?
I was working with one guy who is having a jet house in near hotel.
Oh, okay.
So I was working with him. He's a cooker.
Got it. So you've had experience doing this before. Babou, so how did everybody react at the restaurant? I know it's a big family there. I saw it when I came to visit you last fall, which was so special. How did everybody react to your news?
Everybody is happy.
No.
Everybody is happy about you, because especially like my restaurant. Every day they ask me, where did you hear from Pamela? No. I say, yeah, I hear from him.
Really? Greet them for me and tell them as soon as all of these travel restrictions are halted and it's safe, I'm coming.
No, I know you are coming, but we will not see, because you say you will not travel out of Roma.
I still can't right now. Here's the latest update. Is even now the latest bit of travel. The border restrictions in the EU got extended into July. So I'm still in the United States even. I can't even get to Rome yet. So we are taking this day by day to see what happens if I can get to Italy this summer.
Okay, anyway, no problem. If you come Italy, I'll make any effort to see you.
And I will do the same.
Yeah, I'll do any effort to see you.
Amazing.
Whether I'll come to Rome and see you, but I'll try and see you.
I want to come there to see you at the restaurant again.
But it's the same. You came twice.
It's my pleasure too. And anyway, I like Padova. It's nice. It's such a beautiful town, and Mestrino is cute too. It's fun.
Exactly.
It's fun to see Italy on these visits.
For really.
Well, look, Babou, I'm so happy that we got to talk, and I want to thank you again for being a guest on the show, and thanks for your time.
I just want to say thank you too.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to have you. And once again, congratulations on your new documentation in Italy. It is well deserved. You've worked hard. You've gone through a lot. You've had a lot of patience to make that happen, and I'm extraordinarily proud of you.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you.
Okay, ti mando
for the compliment.
ti mando un abbraccio. I send you a hug.
Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao, Babou. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for listening to Open Encounters from Migrants of the Mediterranean. You can follow Migrants of the Mediterranean on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you like Open Encounters, go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review. Open Encounters is produced, written, and edited by me, Pamela Kurpius. Editorial and outreach by Nick O'Connell. Music by Giovanni Escalera. To read every story and to donate to humanitarian storytelling, go to migrantsofthemed.com. That's migrantsofthemed.com.